Yeah, we was talking about like in terms of like obviously your education and how different aspects of your education and what you do, like moving forward into the new year, like like would you like to do a lot more of that in terms of like the education aspect of things?
Yeah, I mean, through my company, Wisdom Sync, I'm actually doing an accountability course at the moment with some people that want to change things.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking to do more courses and workshops for people in the industry. I really want to bridge emerging and established creatives
Yeah.
and get them, especially marginalized ones, and get them into spaces where they feel that they may not belong or they don't see that many of themselves there.
In those places.
Yeah, and train them. And also, of course, acting wise, I'd love to create a community where we are within this network, and when we're creating projects, we call on those people. They work with us, but at the same time, we can springboard them to greater production companies, projects, and films in the industry. That we have connections to help get them work and build those links. I think network is everything.
Yeah. A lot of you see that within the entertainment industry, yeah. Like I hear so many different people like talk about how segregated sometimes these places could be. Like like there's not enough people. You see how you keep on saying, which sounds very refreshing, by the way. You see how you keep on saying you want to create more of this viable people connecting together. You get what I'm trying to say
Yeah.
through these industries. Like, do you obviously as a person who's doing that work, who's actively doing that work, do you also see like in terms of like a segregation? Do you see like there's a lot of basically like people who are in different groups, and if you get what I'm trying to say, because
Yeah, it can
sometimes
be
I hear people
clicky.
clicky basically, yeah.
It can
Sometimes I
be,
hear
yeah.
yeah, sometimes I hear people say like in the music industry, the entertainment industry, like there's not too much, there's not too much people that are willing to work together. But at the same time, on social media, like in my reality on my phone, I actually see certain people going to events, like different
Yeah.
people trying to do these things. So yeah, like from the work that you're doing, do you see clickiness or you actually see changes happening, like people mixing up?
I see both.
Yeah,
There are always gatekeepers that are
true.
gatekeeping.
Yeah,
Then there are gatekeepers that are opening the gates and bringing people in. And they're in every industry. But at the same time, there is change happening. There's a lot of organizations, a lot of people that are creating those changes. I'm really new to this, but it's something that I'm so passionate about. And I have those connections, being in the industry for so long. But I definitely know that getting into film, it is quite clicky, and it often goes off recommendation. It's who you know, or family wise. There's a lot of nepotism as well. So I think that if there's more space for people to come in, regardless of who they know, they might come in from an organisation. The Film and TV Charity are doing brilliant things. There's EAN, which is the Equal Access Network. They are incredible as well. They're kind of allowing these spaces to be opened up.
yeah,
It's not our place to gatekeep. I just think, what's the point? If you are here, reach down, bring someone up. And if we all keep doing that, then that's how you create a chain. You create success that way. What's the point in getting there and going, well, you're not going to sit at this table. Well, we're just going to make our own table then. It might be harder, but it'll be worth it in the end.
true.
And our table's going to be more fruitful.
Absolutely. Talk about acting as well, yeah? Like, are you an actor? Do you employ actors? In terms of that acting and that industry,
Yeah.
what exactly do you do within that industry?
I've been an actor since I was a child, but
Tell them.
my mum did not want me to be a performing arts kid. So she didn't let me go to a performing arts school.
Yeah.
She just wanted me to explore it naturally, organically. But I have been a professional actress since the age of 19.
Wow.
So, yeah. And it's been tumultuous. I've got some health issues. I've got hypermobility and Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which gives me chronic pain. So, it's been really difficult to navigate. And the industry has had a massive strike as well. So it's not been the best place to be the last few years, with COVID, with the writer's strike. But yeah, actively auditioning, creating work. I've actually got 2 children's plays that I've written that obviously I won't be in. A play that I'm looking to produce, as well as French Toast 2, which I star in.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think oh my,
Yeah.
that's that.
So Dan, go.
Yeah, so acting wise, I'm an actor at heart. I love it, I live it, I breathe it. I've got my setup at home. I'll call my friends in, or other actors and actresses. Or we don't really try to use the term actresses, because if you're a doctor, you're a doctor.
Yeah.
You're not a doctoress. You know, if you're an actor, you're an actor. So we try and use the term actor. But yeah, constantly on it, constantly on the grind, and looking for those opportunities, you know, setting those goals that I haven't hit yet.
Like you said, you've been an actor for for such a long time. By the way, yeah? That's first and foremost. I want to say congratulations for even pursuing your acting career for so long, because I've got a friend who this industry just basically broke his spirit, because you could go to so many different auditions, so many different things within that industry that could literally dishearten you, innit? I mean, any industry, but the acting industry is one of the most brutal, to be fair, right, in terms of rejection, innit? Over the last, all of these years that you've been an actor, have you had any goals in terms of what you wanted to achieve in terms of the acting industry, in terms of maybe did you want to be in EastEnders, Coronation Street, be in Hollywood? Did you have any goals?
It's funny. Everyone I grew up with, when am I going to see you on EastEnders? That's the pinnacle of UK acting. But I do, I've had goals, and I've actually smashed some of my goals. I definitely want to work internationally.
Yeah.
I'm currently in a series on Amazon Prime, which was what I put on my vision board a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I wanted to be on a streaming platform.
Manifestation.
Yeah. And I put a BAFTA. And when you manifest, you need to be specific, right? So I put a BAFTA on my vision board. Mm-hmm. And funnily enough, last year, I wanted to get into moving a bit away from the acting. I wanted to learn how to run a production company. I needed to understand what it takes if I'm going to set up my own one. Absolutely. So I thought, let me get a job as an assistant. So I went on Shooting People, which is I came runner-up in one of their competitions, New Shoots, and it gave me year of membership. So I used it to build my network. I applied as an assistant for Kathy Tyson, who's a BAFTA award-winning actress. She was in Brookside. She was in, growing up, I knew her from Brookside. But she's just done so many things. She's an incredible actress. She was in a film with Bob Hoskins that, I think she was Golden Globe nominated. Yeah. And she took me in as her assistant 2 days a week.
Jeez.
And we became such good friends working on her film The Consequence that she was producing.
Yeah.
Walked into her living room. What's there?
BAFTA.
Her BAFTA. Her BAFTA staring at me,
in your face,
shining, glowing. So I had to take a photo with it, of course, to use for manifestation.
Come on, it's funny, right?
But being in her presence, we've actually become really good friends, and she's so inspiring. She was actually the first person to invest in me and become exec producer on French Toast 2.
Big her up, man.
Yeah.
We have to big her up, man.
She is incredible. Cami Darwish,
Yeah.
Kathy's partner. They've both been so supportive.
Yeah. So going back to your goals in general, would you say you wanted to win a BAFTA?
Definitely. Yeah, that's there. I won't tell you my goals, but
of course, yeah.
But a BAFTA is there.
It's one of them.
And there are certain people that I want to work with.
Absolutely, in movies and that.
Yeah.
Even directors.
TV.
Yeah, even in TV as well.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of women that are doing incredible things, and there are directors, there are producers that are making that work, and even so we don't always network up, we network sideways. There are my peers, doing the work, making incredible art that I really have on my list that I want to work with.
You said going back I think 2 or 3 minutes ago. Yeah, you said like, like with all of these things that you're doing, you said you got like a chronic condition. Do you mind if we speak about it a little bit in terms of
Yeah,
like
of course.
to get into a bit more detail in terms of like why it is and what is it exactly? Is it in case anyone like missed it?
Yeah, so I have hypermobility Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which is a connective tissue chronic disorder.
Okay.
And so I will have like stretchy skin, but I'll also have stretchy joints.
Okay.
But
Sound like a superpower. So
yeah,
you.
a little bit.
Stretchy.
It was great when I did gymnastics and dance because I was super flexible. But when you're older, obviously, well, at any age, it gives you chronic pain, joint pain, brain fog. You can have trouble sleeping, all sorts of gastrointestinal issues as well. So I can't have any milk or dairy as well. So that's been maybe the last 20 years now. Yeah. Obviously, in the beginning, I'm still having the little cheese and the chocolates and stuff and the custard and the cakes, but
you've cut it out now.
Yeah, you have to do what's best for your body, but it is hard because it gives you chronic fatigue. So doing 15-hour days on set, it's hard, you know, because you're completely worn out anyway, but you also have the fatigue of the condition.
Yeah.
And you don't always want to be a burden, or you don't want to be the one that's, you know, moaning because everyone has their things, but you do have to make people aware sometimes of what you're working with. For me, I waited 3 years for hip surgery. Yeah.
Waiting for 3 years for hip surgery. Was that like on a waiting list with the NHS?
Yeah.
Fuck, you know, let me not. Sorry, sometimes I just forget I'm on camera. Say it.
Yeah, so in lockdown, I tore my labrum, which is, if that's your hip, the labrum is the cartilage that goes right round the side, the whole rim of it.
How did you do that?
Well, I was undiagnosed with hip dysplasia, which is when, again, your hip socket is not like this. It's very shallow. So the ball doesn't sit in the socket and it moves. Where you're really flexible, it's going to move, it might dislocate, and then it's going to tear all the muscles.
Is there a lot of fluid around it as well?
Don't know about fluid, that's more the knees. So your joints will dislocate. So knees dislocated in my teens, lots of trips to the hospital, lots of physio, lots of care. So when I go to the gym, it's more body conditioning and strengthening.
Okay.
So someone will say, oh, you don't need to go to the gym. You're so slim, like, why do you go to gym all the time? And for me, I have to make sure that I'm strong so I don't get injured, or, you know, I just keep that maintenance up. Or I'm recovering from some sort of injury. So it's physio. Yeah. But yeah, I'm healed now. I had that surgery last year.
Amazing.
I'm nearly 2 years in. 18 months. So I'm nearly at full recovery. But, you know, I spent that time setting up other things, writing. I just used it as best as I could.
And would you say this is the reason why, not even the reason why, over the years, would you say you, in terms of like maybe trying to eat more healthy, it's kind of helped you with also like healing as well?
I have a massive sweet tooth, for one. But I've always been a healthy girl. Always. I'm the one that has, you know, the quinoa and the brown rice and all of this stuff. Yeah.
I feel like
I've always been that person, but I love a junk food. I love to eat. I just love to eat.
I've tried just, this is one just off the record here. I've tried numerous times to get used to brown rice. I can't do that shit, man.
You cream coconut?
Nah.
Really? Is it the texture?
No, he's not that guy. I'll tell you right now, he's not that guy.
No, just do a quinoa instead. It's almost like couscous.
I'll try that one. I'll try that one.
With sweet potato.
With sweet potato,
yeah, sweet potato.
Maybe it's the way I'm making it, or with certain things I'm making it with, because it's like you're recommending different things. Maybe
you have my friend comes to me and she says, you know what? I always look forward to your salads because they're never boring. They're always packed with stuff, you know. But I think I listen. I'm in tune with my body. And I think I've always been quite intuitive but also in tune with myself.
Yourself.
Very sensitive system. Even in my birth chart, I'm into astrology. It says in my birth chart that I have a very sensitive system, so I need to take care of myself. And if something's off, I feel it, so I just avoid it. And I think that's really shaped how I eat and how I live and how I go about my life. If something doesn't feel right, don't force it.
You've got, you know, when I gave you that intro, yeah, when I tried, to do my best to give you this intro, yeah, like the first line that I said, yeah, multidisciplinary creative, yeah, it's I've never heard of that, like those three words put together, discipline, multi, and creative, yeah. Like, what exactly does that mean?
Okay, so obviously you have different disciplines that you do.
Yeah.
So I don't just act, but I also write and I teach and mentor and coach. But then at the same time, I'm interested in so many different forms of art. So I love to act, but if I could do a collaboration with an artist, I will do it. You know, I will find a way. I'm looking at documentaries at the moment because I've come across some people that have incredible stories.
So there's a lot of people out here with incredible stories.
It's about not limiting yourself, and if you can,
I love the mindset.
You know, if you can do that, then do it. I don't know if you've heard of human design. It's science, it's astrology, it's based with...
Like almost all of those things that it's saying are put together.
Yeah, it works with all the chakras.
Yeah, I've never really heard
Yeah, so I'm a manifesting generator, which is an MG. There's different energy types.
Oh, I love that
Reflector.
word. You've got so many different interesting words, just the way you put them. Said manifesting generator.
I'm a manifesting generator, which is a generator, but also a different type of generator.
Yeah.
And that means that I'm meant to do lots of different things. So that my energy, I can do that. I have the energy for it. I have the skill for it. I have the, the vision, and I can do it. And when I'm not doing multiple things and juggling multiple things, I'm not satisfied. I'm not using my energy right.
Like you said earlier, you get cathartic. That word I always can't pronounce.
Lethargic.
Lethargic.
Yeah.
I can't believe I just lethargic.
But cathartic as well.
Hold on, just a quick one. Those are both different words, yeah. Did that mean the same kind of thing?
Similar.
Yeah,
lethargic.
They're similar, but
and cathartic.
Yeah. So
But
I have to be doing something. And my friend,
you learn something new every day. Me, you know what? Yeah,
I told you I'm a teacher.
That's actually true.
To be quite honest.
And you get me that. Obviously, he knows I'm bare. People know that. With me, I never, even at my age, I never act like I know certain things. I'm like a big child. It's like I always want to learn new things, either a new word, whatever things mean. But yeah, darling, sorry.
We're here
Continue,
to learn. We're here to... That is life.
Absolutely. Life is full of learning, you know what I mean?
I've learned so much this year. And learning is hard because if you are used to doing certain things and you're used to being good at that, or you're skilled at it and you know what you're doing, when you're in a learning space, it's intrigue, it's inspiring, but it's difficult because you're making mistakes, you're falling, you're having to, take things on board, listen to people,
taking in new
and
information,
also put your pride and ego aside.
That's one of the main ones you have to do when you're learning, isn't it?
Yeah, you have to put that aside because there's going to be people that know better, people that do better, and they want to show you, or you can learn from them. You can learn from their mistakes, you can learn from their wins, you can learn from their losses.
I think in my life, the latter, like learning from other people's mistakes and learning from other people's wins, I feel like I've learned over the last few years, that's been one of the main ways I've learned in terms of like through other people. So yeah.